What's up guys, PPD here and welcome to episode 18 of my road to Manchester City. We're starting off this episode by taking a look at our transfer list. There was a challenge for Overmars, which funnily enough is actually the legend that we got as a loan legend way back then in the beginning of FIFA. So there was a new challenge for him. Del Piero is gone, Overmars is in, and it required you to have Ajax players. So I said, you know what? I do have a lot of Ajax players that we've packed, so I think I'm going to be doing this challenge. But I went ahead, took a look at it, and it required you to have players from two different teams, I think, that are way too expensive. So I said, you know what? Scratch that. I'm going to sell the Ajax players, cash in on the money, and we're going to go ahead and do the other challenges. One of them being the Premier League one, and I think I have it written down over here. Yes, the Arsenal one. Yeah, we spent 4,700 coins on this one, which isn't too bad considering that we get a prime gold player pack or whatever. And then we go ahead and do the La Liga one, which also wasn't that expensive. Only costed us 4,400 coins since we had most of the players. I just had to go ahead and buy a Barca player, and he was the most expensive one. So not too bad. I got the Arsenal and La Liga one done really quickly and not too expensive. We go ahead and do the Netherlands one. And this one also didn't cost us too much because we did have a bunch of Dutch players in our club. Only spent 4,300 coins on that one, so not too bad. So just in like a few minutes, we completed all three of the 4 new challenges for Overmars, and I'm not going to fall for it this time. I'm not going to do the last challenge because I know it's going to cost me way too much money. We are learning from our mistakes from the Del Piero challenge on the City players. Not going to fall for that one again, no matter what happens. So we go ahead, open up the packs. We don't get anybody that I can see that's worth anything. At first, I thought this Dynamo guy would be worth something, but he's not. We also get ourselves a Leeds player who could have been worth something had they done something with like Leeds and Newcastle, but I don't see why they would have. I just thought in my head that might be a big game. Go ahead and open up the second pack, and we get ourselves Matip, which isn't a bad pull, but would have been a better pull a few days ago when he was a Scream card. But it's okay. It is what it is. We still have a pretty high-rated center back, which might come into play at some point if they ever do player of the month that requires like a high-rated Premier League team. I think Matip is definitely one of the choices. Oh, go ahead and open the last pack, and we get ourselves Carvajal right there. And this pack was definitely the best pack because we do also get Coleman right there, who's not worth that much, but still 3,000 coins is not too bad. So we kind of made our money back on that challenge, I guess. So we get ourselves Carvajal. He was a duplicate, which is great for us because that means if there ever is a challenge for Spain or Real Madrid, we can quickly sell that one and also complete the challenge because we have another Carvajal. Then go ahead and take a look at our transfer targets, and we went ahead and placed a bunch of bids on Estudiantes players and whatever team that is. I forgot the name. And you're probably wondering why. Well, I saw something on the FIFA Reddit which intrigued me, and they said since the Overmars challenge required you to have players from the team in the Eredivisie that he played for, maybe in the future when there's another legend, it's going to require you to have the same thing. So he gave out two legends. One of them I completely forgot what his name was, but he played in one of the teams that I bought. And then the other legend is Veron, who used to play for Estudiantes. So I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and put a couple of 100 coins on that. Shouldn't be too bad. And we'll see what happens in the future. But we go ahead and open up our FUT Champions rewards. We got Gold 3 once again. Our first pack, not too bad right there, as we get Varane. He did make an appearance in our first team, I think, that we ever played with in FUT Champions. He was a pretty solid center back. We also get ourselves Harry Kane and another Ajax player, which isn't too bad. Harry Kane I thought wasn't worth anything. Turns out he's worth a couple of thousand coins, so that wasn't too bad. Go ahead and open up our second pack. This time, not so great, as we get ourselves Fonte right there, who still might be worth something in the future, like if there is a Premier Player of the Month challenge, like I said, because he's one of those high-rated cheap players that tends to go up when those come out. So I'm going to go ahead and send him to the transfer list. But after this, I was a little bit disappointed with the packs. I wasn't too excited, but then something crazy happened. The reason you're probably watching this video right now, and it's this. Yes, Marco Reus. Our first walkout of FIFA 17. I couldn't believe it. Once I saw the German flag coming down, I said, oh my god, our first walkout. We're going to get Muller or Cruz. This is great. Finally, we get an expensive player from a pack, and it's going to be a walkout. But then I saw the Dortmund badge, and I started screaming even more because it was Marco Reus, who's worth 150,000 coins. And I couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't believe it. We've had decent pack luck before. Then we took a hit. We started opening up a bunch of packs, spending a bunch of coins. We spent 50,000 coins on the Del Piero challenge. We didn't get anything too great, and it was a little bit of a letdown. But then we go ahead and get our first walkout, and it's Marco Reus. We also got Pep Guardiola, who I kept forgetting to buy, by the way. So we just packed him, don't have to buy him. I'm going to go ahead, send him to the club. We do get ourselves a couple of thousand coins over here, 1,500. We also get ourselves a guy who we're just going to store in the club. But yeah, our first walkout, guys, I couldn't believe it. 150,000 coins. That is really going to come in handy. And then we go ahead and do the Movember challenge, which came out a few days ago now. This one was perfect for us because we didn't have to spend a coin. All we had to do was find the league that we had a bunch of players from. They could have been bronzes or silvers. That is what we did. Go ahead and get the Movember kit, and we're going to go ahead and make it the away kit for this month of November. The only problem I have with the Movember kit is that it clashes with the referee a lot, and I've played with it a few times, and that has been really annoying. So I'm not too sure what's going to happen with that, but I'm going to try to keep it as long as I can as the away kit. We then go ahead and take a look at our transfer list. We did sell all the cards that we did pack, or most of the cards that we packed. Marco Reus right there, 150. Great boost for our coin total right there. Also sold Harry Kane right there for 5,000. Varane for 4.7. Sold that Liga NOS guy that we packed, Marco Marin. All these guys are worth something just because of the new hybrid league nations and all that. Coleman sold for 2,000. Narsing sold for 1.6 because of the Netherlands challenge for Overmars. We then go ahead, take a look at our transfer list, and we're going to go ahead and sell somebody that I told you guys I would sell, and that is going to be Ilkay Gundogan. He did have an amazing performance against Barcelona and over the weekend against West Brom. He did end up getting an inform, and his price actually went up. So I said, you know what, let's cash in on the profit. I think now that we did get a boost in coin total thanks to Reus, I will be buying his inform at some point because it's better to buy him when he's in the team of the week than when he's not, because he does go up after that. So definitely going to look into doing that. We then went ahead and made a bunch of signings, and you're probably wondering, whoa, what's going on? Why are you making all these signings? Well, I said, you know what? I'm going to give FUT Champions another go. I changed my mind. EA changed the length of the tournament and how it works. Gold automatically qualifies you now. So I'm really interested in playing it again now. I'm not sure if I'm going to be playing it every week again because the requirements going to change, and I really can't be bothered to use a different team that isn't a Premier League team at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and do it this week, maybe do it next weekend too. And after that, I'm not too sure. But we go ahead, get Yaya, get Otamendi, get Zabaleta, get all these guys in there. We have the coins, so we might as well do it. And they're also going to come in handy for our team, which we're going to be looking at later on. So we signed Yaya for 40,000, and I know he's going to drop to probably 20,000 or something, but you know what? It's kind of worth it right now because I don't think he'll get an inform ever this year. I mean, although today there was news coming out that he's trying to make peace with Guardiola, and Guardiola is willing to forgive him and all that stuff, but I don't know if Yaya is ever going to get playing time, and even if he does, is he ever going to get an inform? Not sure. So we're going to go ahead and buy his normal now, and not to be bothered if he does end up dropping 20,000 coins. Really isn't anything at this point because we have so many coins thanks to FUT Champions. But we signed Zabaleta. That's 4 city signings. We then go ahead and take a look at our transfer targets. I'm showing you guys that I do spend some money on fitness cards because I definitely need them for FUT Champions weekends because I only play with one team. So need the fitness cards. So Gundogan does end up selling for 44,750 coins, which is a couple of thousand coins profit, which isn't too bad because we normally lose money on our players. We then go ahead and take a look at the team that we ended up qualifying for FUT Champions. I did end up making it in my second to last try. I won the final in a penalty shootout. So that was a bit of a tense one. I said, I'm going to miss this week, I think. but we did qualify in the nick of time again. So we did qualify with this team that we're looking at right here. It's a 4-3-2-1. Premier League side, got some big names in there. Conte, Otamendi, obviously, all the City players. And it's an expensive squad. So hopefully he does get the job done over the weekend. And we can hopefully get goal 2 this time. Maybe. I don't know. But I tried to go into a game so we can play our first game of FUT Champions, because it now starts on Friday. And right now, as I'm recording this, EA has disabled the matchmaking, which is frustrating. So we weren't able to get into a game, but I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and open these 2 packs over here that I got, one for qualifying and one from the journey, which I did end up starting like 2 days ago now. And I told you guys I wanted to get an Alex Hunter Manchester City card because we do lack strikers. So I started the journey. We ended up progressing a little bit. I got a loan pack. We opened it. We got Coleman, who I don't think I'll ever play with. Maybe if Bellerin gets injured and Sagna isn't doing the job. I'm not sure. But whatever, it's a loan pack. I'm not going to complain. Go ahead and open up the pack that we get for qualifying. And we get ourselves Dos Santos, who isn't worth anything at the moment, I don't think. But we do get ourselves an Huracan player, which is absolutely perfect because there is a new marquee matchups. And I checked to see if we can complete it. And it turns out we had all the requirements except, guess what? The Huracan player. So that pack right there was absolutely perfect. I don't even know what the odds are of that. But we're going to go ahead and complete the challenge now. And I don't think it ends up costing us too much. I think it's completely free, to be honest, because we had stored so many Argentinian league players. And it didn't even have to be a certain rating, or it had only gold players. I really like the way EA are doing the marquee matchups at the moment because it's not too expensive. So we go ahead, put in the Huracan player, put in this Boca player, submit that squad in. But before that we do that, I'm going to show you guys the prices. First owner on every single card. So it's great when you can do a challenge without having to spend a coin. But we go ahead, submit that in, get 2,000 coins and a gold pack. Will the gold pack provide like it just did with that Huracan player? Probably not. But anyways, guys, this is where this episode is going to come to an end. Thank you so much for watching episode 18 of my road to Manchester City. My name is Pibideed, and I'm out.